So Dan Ndoye may be heading to the exit door, but do Forest want to get rid of him? Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, I'll talk you through all the speculation surrounding Dan Ndoye. Will he be going? Where's he going? Or will he be staying at Forest? And also, I've done my predictions for the final week of the Premier League over on the Footy Network. So, big up to you guys that are subscribed there already. Go check it out. You can scan the QR code or click on the link below. And let me know if you agree with them or not, as Forest take on boring mouth. I can't wait for this season to be over. Anyway, please make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've hyped and subscribed. And let's get into this story. So, Dan Ndoye. This is an interesting one. Forest paid about 35 million, well, it was 40 million euros, if I remember rightly, in the summer. Came from Bologna, a lot of hype around him. And in all honesty, in my opinion, he's been a big flop. Now, we saw a goal and an assist from him. A goal against Brentford in August, an assist against, I think it was Crystal Palace, I want to say, in August. And then nothing in the league since. I think he's had one other goal against, was it Midtjylland? Someone correct me in the comments. My memory's terrible. And that's it. So for £40 million, we've had 2 goals and 1 assist. 40 million euros, 2 goals and 1 assist. That's not a good return on the investment. Now, do I expect like Ant that every striker should score 20 goals and every winger should give you 20 assists? No, okay? But that return is really poor. But that's not even my main concern about Dan Ndoye. It's the fact that he just doesn't look it when he's on the wing. I don't think he's as quick as everyone told me he was going to be. I don't think he's very good at dribbling. And I don't think his decision making in the final third has been that good. Now, could this be a player that next season has settled in, suddenly starts to look good? We've seen this plenty of times at Forest. Because one thing I will say about him, I was impressed with his attitude and his work ethic when he was joining Forest and at the start of it and everything else. And maybe coming from abroad, language isn't a barrier for him. His English is very good. Maybe lifestyle and things like that have changed for him. I don't know. My gut feeling says, though, dud. Let me know. What do you think? Dud or give him time? Let me know in the comments. Now, the story, getting onto it, is that clubs in Italy are interested in him. If you remember back in January, there was talks that Forest and I think it was Inter were going to do a swap deal with Fratesi for him. You had Dan Ndoye coming out himself after a match with Switzerland when he was asked, why are you not playing for Forest? And he didn't know why himself. That for me was the biggest alarm bell, bro. Just look at your performances. And now Roma are reportedly interested in Dan Ndoye. And they're thinking about putting in a decent size offer for him. Now, again, this would probably happen post-World Cup. Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember if Switzerland are in there. I assume they are. So he'd have a World Cup campaign to deal with Switzerland. Now, off the back of that, then we'll start to see some transfer movement. Forest, though, are not convinced about letting him go. Forest are not looking to sell players. Forest are looking to make sure that they keep most of the core of their team here. I get that. I'm with it. We'll do a separate video on the whole where are we with Murillo, Gibbs-White and Anderson, because they'll be the three main kind of story makers this summer. But with someone like Dan Ndoye, if Roma are looking to come in and put some good cash behind it, I don't see what the issue is. Forest were prepared to write off Callum Mwendo by January, sent him out on loan to Frankfurt, and he was scoring a few goals there for them. Dan Ndoye, for me, I don't understand what the obsession is. Now, remember on top of that, I believe Jota Silva is coming back to Forest as well. His loan period is finished. They're not taking up the option there. So we've got a potential replacement there for Dan Ndoye already. And if you ask me honestly, who had a bigger impact on Forest, Jota Silva or Dan Ndoye? I feel like Jota Silva every day of the week. Although he wasn't the greatest player, he was a little rough around the edges, he still was producing goals, assists, good work rates as well, would track back, and he looked quicker for me than Dan Ndoye. So this isn't a hate on Dan Ndoye, this is just an objective analysis on his season so far. Now, it could just be that Forest are trying to play hardball Where, as I mentioned, Inter have previously shown interest. I think Napoli wanted him when Forest were looking to buy him from Bologna, and now with Roma as well. If Forest are looking to sell, they may as well play hardball with him, especially if he does have a good World Cup. I think the move here is to wait till the World Cup for Forest as a club. Dan Ndoye is probably going to do a Freuler and ball out for Switzerland. He seems to be one of those players that internationally he looks a lot better than he does at club football. Could that be because the pace of international football is a little bit slower, a little bit less physical than the Premier League and suits his play style? Maybe. But either way, I think he'll do okay at Switzerland, and that will get some hype around him, and then Forest can make the decision there if they're going to sell him or not. So for me, I probably, if you had a gun to my head, I would say to you guys, sell him. We can do better. There are plenty of winger options. I like the idea of Mane, who we did the video on. I'll leave that for you on the end screen from Wolves. I think he's got more about him already, and he's only 18 than Dan Ndoye. But Dan Ndoye ain't that old. He's 25. But at 25, you would expect them to be coming into the peak of their career, into the peak of their form and powers. And I'm just not quite seeing it. But then again, Sangare was rubbish for the first season at Forest, and we've seen him improve year on year as well. But are we in a position where we can do this with players, where we can wait for players to be developed or give them another season, see if they get good or not? I'm not sure, especially if we do lose some of the big hitters this summer. So my gut feeling says sell him. If we can get our money back for him, I mean, minus the PSI, you're probably looking at what, 32, 33 million, something like that would break Forest even. And then that money could be used to recruit elsewhere. So I'd say sell him, but I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Would you sell him or not? Now, on top of that, just to give you some other news, the expectation is that Forest wants to keep the 3 players. We talked about them before. It's gonna be hard to do, but I am digging into some sources and things like that to see if there's any information. Again, I still think that stuff, if it's going to happen, will sort itself out after the World Cup. I've seen some Spurs channels shamelessly putting out that Morgan Gibbs-White is still open to the idea of joining Spurs. What, in the Championship? Come on, man. Come on. Even if Spurs survive, why would Gibbs-White go there ahead of Forest? But I'll get all the details for you and put it all together. So that's the Dan Ndoye news. Make sure you get your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you've liked and subscribed as well. And let me know. Well, don't let me know. Go check out the video as well on TFN with my predictions. That will be there on the end screen for you guys as well, making it nice and easy. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.